does my head in
I
because
can
we
tell,
act as
of
if
course.
this is so unexpected, but it's not. We all saw this coming. Trump had so many fascist tendencies. We knew the things. Was it the ban on Muslims? Was it the calling Mexicans drug dealers? Yet we have similar things happening here all the time. I mean, I know it's slightly different, but we all remember, or maybe it is distant memory, and so much happens these days that we forget what's been said. But Boris Johnson said that Obama being part Kenyan made him anti-British.
Yes.
Like, we have that kind of sentiment in our own media, and then we pretend that it's something that's far-flung, it could never happen here.
Well, you don't, and I
unexpected.
don't. I mean, there are plenty of us that have been staring it squarely in the face and describing what we see honestly. I didn't watch Peston last night, so my producer tells me that the point you referred to was more of a technicality about what the consequences of impeachment may be, but we don't need to get into that. Clearly,
well, he said that the Republican Party are unlikely to want him back now, and that was actually how he ended the sentence.
Okay, no, well, I mean, but he's right and wrong, isn't he? Because you're frustrated by but it did. That's the point. It shouldn't have done, but it did, and that's the weird thing. And I mean, to add to your burdens, personally, I find it highly unlikely that any of the people who didn't just excuse and look away, but actively endorsed and championed Donald Trump's toxicity, they're not going to face any consequences at all. They'll all be at work today, grinning away and patting themselves on the back and pretending that they had nothing whatsoever to do with the rise of fascism in the United States of America.
Our own government included, because it wasn't too long ago that Jacob Rees-Mogg said that Trump would be our biggest ally after Brexit, and I truly believe that the only reason our government are condemning him in the slightest is because he didn't win the election. Had he won the election, I know had he won the election last night wouldn't have happened, but all the previous things he said that made him racist, made him a sexist.
Do you understand it? Because, I mean, people like us can sound, and I stress the us on this because I'm not accusing you of anything that I know I'm not guilty of myself.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, but I've wondered over the last 4 years whether it was helpful to use some of the words that we have used in the course of this conversation. And I've got a horrible feeling I might have stepped back from them.
I don't think so. I think that it's really easy for us to be called woke, to be called lefty, to be called whatever they want to call us. But, you know, it's cliched, but that old saying, the only necessary thing for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. What about when you excuse him? What about when you excuse these actions? I think that let them call you names. You can't let these things go unsaid. Like, that's why yesterday happened. People can say it was unexpected, but it wasn't unexpected.
It certainly wasn't unexpected.
So
go on.
I think that this whole stepping back because we don't want to be called certain words, we don't want to be seen in a certain way. If you don't call out this kind of behaviour, it will happen. You will have people calling up. You will have people like the mayor of London saying he was frightened. You will have people like your guests earlier saying that they're worried for their kids. I don't think us being scared that we might be called too woke is a good enough excuse to not do anything and not call things out, because that's how we get people like Boris Johnson being the Prime Minister when he said overtly racist things. That's why you get people like Trump in power.
And there was that article, of course, recently, I think The Independent got hold of it, of a Conservative constituency association sending out advice on how to be more like Trump and how to deploy the tactics that Trump has deployed in order to mislead and deceive people. Kerry, that was worth... Actually, come back a second. That was well worth the wait. It really was. No, thank you. Have you called me before?
No, I was very nervous.
Please call me again, okay? That was absolutely brilliant.